Let's look at problem 4-55. Jeanette is trying to find the intersection point of the two equations below. She has decided to use substitution to find the point of intersection. Her plan is to solve the first equation for x, and then to substitute the result into the second equation. Use Jeanette's idea to solve the system. So we're going to solve this first equation here for x, or rearrange it. So to do that, we need to get rid of everything that's on the side with the x. So the first thing on the outside, on the same side as x, is 3y. So to get rid of that, I will subtract 3y on each side. And the result, it's not here anymore. I have 2x equals, copy this -2 down, and copy the minus 3y. All right, we're just rearranging. So now I need to get this 2 away from the x. I want it to say 1x, not 2x. So this right here is multiplication when they're touching. So I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication and divide everything by 2. So I have x equals -2 divided by -2 is -1. -3 divided by 2 is -1.5 with a y attached to it. Okay? So what we're going to do now is take this stuff right here that says x equals and replace it right here where that x is. Okay, so instead of writing x in my problem, I'm going to write this quantity of stuff. So we have -3y plus 5. Instead of times x, it's times all of this. So I'm going to put it in parentheses. -1 minus 1.5y. And then it still equals 16 from our problem up here. Okay, so we just replace this x with this stuff that I circled down here in this second equation. I'm not really doing anything with this first equation anymore. So the next step to solve this for y is to distribute this 5 to everything in here, which means multiply. So -3y plus, this will become a -5. -5 times -1.5 will be -7.5 with a y attached to it, equals 16. Okay, I'm going to combine my like terms from the left side. -3y and -7.5y make -10.5y, and then I have this -5. Right, this plus -5 means the same thing as -5, equals 16. Okay, I'm going to solve this for y, so I'm going to add 5 on both sides. -10.5y, this is gone, equals 21. Almost there. To get rid of that -10.5 touching the y, I'm going to divide. Okay. Then I'm going to have y equals, my result is -21 divided by 21 divided by -10.5 will be -2. And there's one of my solutions. Okay, we're finding the intersection point of these two equations. Okay, what are these two equations going to look like on the graph? That is maybe something to think about. So here's one of the solutions where they intersect, something intersects. And now I need to find x. Right? We have a system that has 2 letters in it, so I need to find what those 2 letters are worth, what values they're worth. Y is worth -2. Now I'm going to find x. I'm going to plug it back in to this equation right here. X equals -1 minus 1.5 times that -2. Instead of times y, I'm timesing by -2. So I get x equals -1 plus 3, and then I add those together, and I get x is worth +2 as well. Okay? So there's the point where those graphs intersect. So those graphs, these equations, these are just equations of lines. Okay? So I have 2 lines that intersect at that point. The point, I could write it as an ordered pair 2, -2, because I write x and then y. So you can also write your answer like that, or as 2 separate solutions.